Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Harika. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about OpenAI connector. So if you have already been updated with 23.4 version, you might have heard a lot about OpenAI connector. So in today's video, I'm going to show about my experiences and how I explored around this particular feature, which is OpenAI connector with integration service. So in this video, I'm going to do step by step, tutorial for you to show what all we can do, what all we can different activities that we can utilize in order to perform these various actions and activities. So yeah, without any ado, let's get into the video and see this, explore this feature. Okay, so first of all, let's go from the step one. So head to your cloud orchestrator. Just go to your cloud orchestrator, and what you have to do is you should be seeing a particular feature which is called as integration service on the left side. So yeah, here it is, integration service. So once after you see that, click on it and you will be directed to this page. So what you have to do here is, here there are a lot of connections, triggers and all. So as this is in preview right now, you can just select only the preview, or else you can just type in here OpenAI. So yes, only preview. Just go for OpenAI. Here it is. Okay, so in this, just if you see here, it's in preview right now. So what you have to do here is you have to click on add connection. So if you see a little bit, read about it, a connector for the OpenAI API that allows user to make requests and get completions using large language models and other models supported by OpenAI. So there are a lot of models on OpenAI. If you're wondering what are these different models and how we can utilize this, if you don't know what are these different models, or so I would suggest you, if you really wanted to explore more about ChatGPT and OpenAI, what is these different things and what are these large language models and all, I would recommend there's a complete video on my channel. Just head to Harika Medium, that's my channel name. So you can just see this see, like there are a lot of videos on ChatGPT and the latest integrations of UiPath with ChatGPT. So just go to playlist, and in the playlist like ChatGPT plus UiPath, you have a lot of videos. There are 7 videos almost, and you can go over here, and also if you go into the videos, you have lot of videos. So here, this is the video that I was talking about, crash course on OpenAI ChatGPT, master ChatGPT in 1 hour. It's just a 1 hour video wherein you can learn everything. I have given the course title here, like what is OpenAI right from the scratch. I spoke about ChatGPT, OpenAI, what are different tokens. And if you see here, we are talking about models, right? Here we have models, like what are the different models that we have. And so I have talked a lot about models and what are the different types of models we can use based on our requirement. And also if you see here, the latest integration, so ChatGPT in integration with UiPath, so the document understanding integration, I have explained a complete use case how we can utilize this thing for resume shortlisting, resume screening, and everything, and sentiment analysis. So everything I have explained, this just takes hardly 1 to 1.5 hours, so that you can complete everything and become a pro at utilizing ChatGPT, and you will be having the core knowledge of it. So I wanted to let you know that this is not a prerequisite, but it's a good to have information if you really wanted to explore things on ChatGPT. So as I told you how you can navigate to these places, you can go to playlist, and this video you can find it over here. This is not in the part of the playlist. You can find a separate video, 1 hour video, which is a crash course on OpenAI ChatGPT. So this is a separate video. Okay, so if you want, I can provide these links in the description also. Go check it out, and I believe you will definitely enjoy, and you can, by end of this video, you will have a lot of knowledge on ChatGPT. It's just a 1 hour video. Take 1 hour from your day, or maybe 10 minutes, sometime when you have time, just sit and watch it out. You'll have a lot of knowledge on ChatGPT, I promise you that. And once after that is done, so yeah, here we are, right? So these are the different models. So I will be talking about few models in this video and what models we are using also. So here what we have to do, as soon as you click on add connection, it will take you to this page, So this particular tenant that you have connected to, and it will ask for API key. Okay, so this particular API key that you should be getting from your page. So let me show you how you can get that from your let me go there, from your OpenAI account. Just go openai.com, and here you can just go to API references, wherein it will ask you to log in. Okay, so here I've already logged in, so it is fine. Otherwise, you'll have an option here to log in. So once after you log in, it will be showing you your profile, and click on view API keys. So once after you click on view API keys, it will be having an option. If you don't have an API key, just create a new secret key. Just give the name and click on create secret key. You will be getting this key over here. So just keep it with you, because you cannot generate it every time, it will be changing. Okay, so keep that key with you, and don't use mine, because I will be deleting that key anyway after the video, after I publish the video. So just give in that particular key over here and say connect. Okay, so once after you connect, you can see your the name of that particular connection here. Okay, so you have the connection established, and the status shows as success. Okay, so this is the default one. So let's say if you have one more, then it is you have to select which one you wanted to connect it to. Okay, so we can just do check connection. So it says success. Okay, so this is perfect, right? So once after that is done, once after you have that connection established, what you have to do, let's head to the studio, and now I will show you what you have to do. Just go to manage packages. In order to utilize the activities from the capabilities of OpenAI, you should have a certain package here. Okay, just go to OpenAI. So in the all packages, it is taking a lot of time for me to load. Maybe I'm not having proper speed of my internet. So here you can see OpenAI. This version requires automation cloud integration service. Okay, so you should install it in your machine. So once after that is done, and you have to make sure that you have connected to the same tenant. Only then you can view that integrations, that connections that you have in the integration service. Okay, so once after you have done that, what you have to do is just go to OpenAI activities. So here you can see both, because I have internal labs one also, as I told you that I have worked on the open AI activities that I have utilized for my other use cases, which is resume screening and resume shortlisting. So just ignore this, we don't need them in this video. All we are looking at is integration service activities. Inside open AI, we have chat completion, which is generate chat completion. Okay, I'm going and taking that over here. We can see that it is loading the connections. So I have my connections established in the integration service, right? So those connections to that particular tenant are showing up here. So it's taking some time. So let it get loaded completely and show my connections here. So till that time, yeah. So if you see here, default OpenAI. So I have named that as OpenAI, right? So you have seen it over here, which is OpenAI. I've named that as like that. And I saw some error here. Okay, no problem. So which is OpenAI. So once after that is done, what is the next step that we have to do? Just go over here. Activity is not configured. Please configure the activity. Acha. I think it took little time, because I don't think I have bad internet today because of some issue that was happening. So yeah. So yes, it has given me a prompt. So I have explained you like what's the prompt, what is a token, how many tokens it is utilizing, and the temperature, what are these attributes and all. I have explained in the crash course very clearly. Go check it out. You'll get a proper idea of why we're utilizing prompts and all these things. Okay, so here in the chat completion, and just explain you the properties that we are using. Okay, so basically we are giving an instruction, and we are giving maximum number of tokens. So here we are keeping it to 1920. So we can just read a small note about it here. The maximum number of tokens allowed for the prompt and generated answer. Fewer tokens are less expensive, defaults to 3840. So basically tokens are something that we are being charged for. So whatever the text that we are giving, whatever the prompt that we are giving, whatever the response that we are getting, everything will be calculated in the tokens. That's the terminology that is called as a token. Okay, so maximum tokens, that means the response token and as well as the prompt, both together the maximum should be 1920 and should not exceed. Okay, so let's say the response contains a larger text. By limit, we are putting this token 1920, that means we are limiting our output. Okay, and once after that's done, what is n? A number of at least one. This determines how many completion choices the AI will return. That means, let's say if I write an email to new sales lead, so in that case it will give me only one response. Let's say if I keep two here, it will give me two. But the email format is so big, right? So I don't wanted to go for an email format. I just wanted to to utilize my tokens consciously. So that's why I'll just say write a pickup line for ice cream shop brand. Okay, branding in maybe 7 words. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, just say save. Okay, so that is what I want, and also I want two responses. Okay, and I wanted to pick top one. Okay, and after that is done, there is something called as response and text generated, top generated text. So basically, as we are giving two out of two, what is the top, it will be into the top generated text, and response is something that will give you two responses. Okay, so let me show you that. So response out, and this is top generated text. Okay, so these both are the things that I want. And also if you observe here, so let's go ahead and try to print it out. Okay, so for each I have two outputs, right? Two responses. So what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna put those two choices into the for each, and I'm gonna log them here. Okay, so this current element, current item dot, what is the thing that I wanted to get from here is, so I will show you why I'm writing it in certain way. Okay, let me just put it current message dot content. Okay, so I'll show you shortly why I'm doing this way when I run this in the debug mode. Based on the structure, you can understand this. Okay, so I'm just debugging this. So yeah. So it basically takes time to to get the response, because it will be taking the prompt, it will be going to hit the API and fetch the response back. So it's going to take a little time, and also my internet speed, as I was mentioning, is not so good today. So that's why a little patience, that's what I ask you here. And okay, one or more errors occurred, unable to find a connection of the type with a specific ID. Okay, so we have ran into an error. So let me just look into that. What is that error? Yeah, what happened is, I have got, yeah, I've got that issue over there. So what I've done is, I just tried doing edit connection, and then resetting the connection and checking if it's working fine or not, and then I somehow see it's working. Maybe this is the preview version, right? So there are so many things that they're yet to implement. Okay, so yeah, let's go here and see what we can do at this part is. So yeah, we have seen in the properties that we've said, and we want two outputs, and I want to preferably pick one top generated text and the response out. So let's see one by one what is there in the response text. Okay, so response out is my variable, right? So it has actually got a lot of things over here. We can see, right? There are multiple choices. There are two choices. So let's pick the choices one after the other. Dot choices. Okay, so 0th position. So if you see, there are a lot of attributes inside it, and if you see inside a message, there's a choice message, and inside which there is a content, and that contains the one-liner, scoops of joy that never melt away. So I have asked a pickup liner for the ice cream shop or ice cream branding in 7 words, right? So it is close to 7 words that it has given me, right? So now what I can do is, it is in order to fetch the content alone, I have to just put in, the way that it is designed inside a message and inside the content, right? So I'm going to put content, and that just gives me only the content of it, scoops of joy that never melt away. The same way I wanted to do it for the second one, because I have two, right? So get the scoop of your sweet brand. Okay, um this is about it. So I wanted to pick the first one, the top one. Okay, so top generated text, which is the first one, scoops of joy that never melt away. So yeah, this is how you can actually utilize the generate chat completion activity. So let me give you this way. Okay, and let's go how we can perform something with the other activity we have, generate text completion. Okay, so the properties are different with this. So let's go here. Also, it is trying to load the connection. It will establish the connection with the one that we have created in the integration service, which is OpenAI connector. So let it get connected. Yeah, it is still loading because it's not configured properly. It says please configure, the same thing which we have seen earlier, also happening, right? So will it take time, or just that's it? Let me see, manage connections. Okay, here in the connections. So yeah, it got auto corrected by itself. So I don't want this prompt because it takes a lot of tokens. So I'm gonna put up in the same way, this one. Okay, here the properties would be changing. So let's go over, and here we'll see the properties. So here, if you see that this is what the models that I was talking about. So we have a lot of models here, right? We have Text DaVinci 003, Curie, Babbage, and a lot of models are there. But out of everything, this is the top model that will give you the accurate and prompt messages, like proper accurate message responses out of all the models that are over here. Okay, so that's why I'm going to select that. And we spoke about the tokens in the previous activity, while talking about previous activity. And after which I will have my n, the number of responses, and the temperature is basically the risk that you wanted to mention while getting the responses, like how accurate you want them. And from the top p, so you have to make sure that you wanted to pick it from the total, right? So like how many responses you want, two responses out of two, what number you wanted to get out of that. And after that, let's go into the output and see here. So here I wanted to provide a response. Maybe I'll just give text. Okay, and here top generated text, let's give top generated string or something of that sort, because I don't want to take the same name. So once after that's done, here what I can do here is, let me just take, here we have the response text. If you see here, it's also the same, just like how we have got here, in the same way we are getting here, right? So what I'm going to do here is, instead of writing a for each loop like the other time, I'm going to put it in a debug mode, and I'll show you. Okay, because here we don't actually need it. The reason being, we don't get that in like a message or a content. So it's just a simple way that we can retrieve the value. So I'll show you it here. So let's wait a bit here, because as I mentioned you, it will take time. Let me pause the video for a while because it's gonna take time. So once after it comes, I will enable. As I was mentioning here, we would see the response from here. Okay. So I was telling about the top period. So sorry for that. I was confused with the best of. As I mentioned, top P as 2, but it should be 1 because it always lies between 0 and 1. Here the value should be lies between 0 and 1. The lower the number, the fewer tokens that we use, because if you are taking 2, that means more 2 responses will get, right? That will cost you more tokens. But I was confused with the best of 2. That means out of how many responses. So let's say if you are getting 2 responses out of 2, you wanted to pick the top one. Okay, so like that. So the best of 2 should be equals to the number of responses that you give. I got confused with both of them, and then I told here the 2, but it should be 1, and here this should be equals to the number of responses. So just please correct that part. And yes, let's go over here and see the response. So response, what is the output that is given? Response text and top generated str, right? Response text. So yeah, what is the value of the response text? So here we can see um, we have got the text as this 1 and 2, and this is the, I think this is the topmost one, right? So this is how it will be actually given. And also I'm going to show you one more thing also here by end of this video. So if you see here, we have completion tokens, prompt tokens, and the total tokens, right? So here we can see response text dot usage. Okay, how many tokens that were used. Okay, so here we can see completion tokens, right? So that means for whole completion, that means the output contains 23. And the same way we can just check out prompt tokens. Okay, so the message contains 13 tokens, input contains, and the whole. Okay, on whole how many tokens we have utilized. That means it contains the whole input, that means the prompt and the response together it contains. Okay, so it's the sum of okay, so that is 36. Like that you can just check the tokens also. And if you wanted to get this text alone, how can we get that? So here we have response text, right? Response text dot. So here we have choices. How many choices? We have 2. Out of 2, I wanted to get the response from the first one, which is inside the text. If you see here, it is inside the text, right? So I'm going to give text. So we can see here. Very slow. Somehow I'm not able to click enter. Just bear with me. So we can say that the text is scoops of sweetness right this way. And the next one contains, where is the next one? This is the first one, right here. And where is the next one? Love me like you love that cone. Okay, so let's go and write the second one, just like how we did for the first. Okay. Yes, perfect. We have written the both. In the same way for the chat completion also. So yeah, I think this is clear for you, right? So let's take the output also, which is a top generated text, which is top generated is here. So the first one. So yeah, this is perfect. We have seen that how we can utilize this for the text completion and this for the chat completion, and how many tokens also. In the same way, we can just the tokens. We can just check the tokens for chat completion as well. So like how I have shown you here, that particular output. So here in this case, it's a response out. That's a variable that I've given here, response out dot usage dot completion tokens. In the same way, you can get that done and it will be working. So this is what about the usage of activities and their properties. So I wanted to make a use case to show you some difference between how chat completion is different from the text completion. So I will be trying to showcasing that. So as of now, if you are getting any thoughts of how we can utilize for different scenarios, please do let me know in the comments. I'll try to make a video on that. So I would welcome your suggestions and feedback on the content that I'm creating. So do mention your thoughts and suggestions in the comment, and let's make this process more interactive. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please give thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you'll get the videos as soon as I upload them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you with the next video in the next time.